My fellow Star Bros, welcome to this best of 5 show match between the Red Bandit in the top left corner on Neo Desert Tech, and his opponent in the bottom right corner will be Franscar. They will be playing a best of 5. Yes, this is cast from replays, but it's fairly recent replays, and there were some pretty sweet games. Now, Blizzard have patched this game, which means that I'm going to have to pan around with a different hotkey, because for some reason I can't change my hotkeys when I load an old version of the game. So that is going to be a little bit annoying. And also the sound seems very low. Let's get that cranking up just a little bit. So, okay, there we go. Hopefully this is loud enough. We're going to have a Zerg versus Protoss. This is very interesting. Bandit has been playing a lot of Protoss lately. I don't know if he'll be playing Protoss all of the game. They might mix up the races just a little bit. The first game will be on this map called Desert Tech. You have a very kind of small main base. At least between like the main base and the wrap is tiny, but then you have a little bit room over here, but not too much. It's actually quite room in the natural, because the natural base is all the way over here, and you can place a lot of buildings like over here. I do move a lot smoother around when I use the middle. Okay, that makes sense because my mouse acceleration is off. So we're gonna have Franscar getting a 12 hatch, I feel. Yeah, so it's a 12 hatch. Ooh, okay, I gotta turn off, hang on, let me turn off my, can I do that? Mouse scroll, not that one, I mean like, off? No, that's not, no, oh, there we go, it's that one, let's get rid of that. Oh, perfect, okay, cool, okay, because I kind of press that button anyway all the time. Is this gonna work? Okay, good. You never know what you know, worked. You never know what worked or didn't work when they patched the game. Same with Starbow, you never know what works or doesn't work when they patch Starbow. So we're gonna have, why do I have no sounds? Okay, sorry, I'm just, oh, because they're not enabled. There we go. I thought the sound was off. There we go. Okay. So, we're finally going to get into this game. A little bit of bumpy ride at the first game, but we're going to get this going. Okay, the Red Bandit's going to wall off completely. Going to trap this drone. So this drone's going to get a lot of scouting information, but it's never going to go home. Ever. So we're going to have a 12 pool. This is all very standard in current Starbow meta. So what will be interesting to see is when Bandit takes his gas. If he's going to put in a lot of zealot pressure, I think he will. He's getting a Fulton Cannon. Yeah, he hasn't taken a gas yet. And he hasn't even... Oh, production tab, there we go. He hasn't even started... Okay, now he's starting rebuilding probes. He's not getting Cadillera Citadel. He's not getting gas. So he's probably going to get a couple of... Yeah, he's going to get a couple of zealots first. And then it's going to start to put on more workers, some more tech. He's getting 2 workers at a time now. I mean gas and Kildarian. Has he found his opponent? He does not know, but he will know now. So he did scout his opponent fairly late. We're gonna have a queen coming out. I think this... Does this queen cost 150? I don't know. Yeah, I think this is normal Starbow maps. Yeah, of course it is. Because all the test maps are on Fighting Spirit at this point. So this is a normal queen within range, yes. We are gonna change that next patch. Queens will be 100 minerals, no supply, but they will not have an attack ability at all. So they'll be much more of a macro unit. And focus on the macro, so you have to focus on other units for defending. But you'll have more lava to defend, because the queens will come out earlier. So it's I think it costs us for a more interesting dynamic. Is Franscar going to actually defend this with drones? It's a little bit risky. He doesn't want to lose a single worker here, but there's going to be more zealots streaming in. And Bandit is just making gas. I don't know if he's getting any. He's not getting any gas. He has something producing over there, but I don't want to look over there now. I want to pay attention to the zealots, see if they can pick up anything. We got the Enrage going off on the queen. It's going to chase his zealots away. And there's plenty of Zerglings here now. It's going to try and catch 1 zealot, but here comes 2 more. Ooh, but gets a zealot. Very nice for Franscar there. And in the meantime, if we look at Bandit's base, he's finally getting gas. He still hasn't started a Cybercore. Ooh, and Franscar's getting a 3rd base, but guess what Bandit is doing? You don't have to guess, you can see actually. And Bandit sees, but Franscar does not. That's unfortunate, because now these zealots can stay present a lot longer, because they can also retreat down to these cannons. You know, to... Yeah, so this is a very strong position for Bandit. Like, if it was only 2 cannons, then these Zerglings, with some more Zerglings, could just finish this off. But with 3 zealots, it's going to be very difficult for Franscar to save this base. He may be able to do so, though. There's a lot of Zerglings incoming, but there's no gas, there's no speed on these Zerglings. It will be so. Here comes a couple of queens, too. They're finally connecting to the creep. They're going to enrage. They could also perhaps transfuse. One of them could do some transfusion to save the hatchery, but they're not really focusing on the hatchery at the moment. Just focusing on the Zerglings and the Queen. And I think Franscar might just... Oh, no, there's no more energy. Okay, one more enrage goes down, but yeah, the Queen is kind of in the middle there. And wow, Bandit is actually going to get this. He did defend versus all the links, and he's going to get the hatchery. It's very unfortunate for Franscar. He's going to lose the Queen in production too. Oh, but... Okay, but here comes the rest of the Zerglings, so that was really close. And actually, these Zerglings are not going to finish this off either. Bandit is going tasteless. Yeah, look at that. So Franscar's going to try and retake... He really wants to kill this cannon first, I'd say. No gas yet? Okay, there we go. Finally some gas for Franscar. He's been kind of preoccupied with this, unfortunately. You want to try and keep your tech going while this stuff is happening, which is very easy for me to say, but very difficult to actually pull off. Bandit with some very damaged zealots. It's going to actually sneak a zealot into the main base just to scout. And it's going to see no lair, which is very important information at this time, which means that these Hydras are real. Like, he has to do damage with Hydras at this point, basically, especially since he got that third base denied. Is he gonna... Oh, that cannon is out of range. That cannon is out of range, and we hear that a Corsair has finished as well. So we're gonna have Corsair killing the first Overlord, scouting Bandit's base. We're gonna have another Overlord over here that may or may not be spotted by the Corsair. More cannons going down. He did see the Hydra, and he saw no lair, so he's a little bit worried about mass Hydralisks, and he should be, because there are some Hydralisks incoming with some speed. But he's getting that third base, which was scouted by the pylon, although the cannon couldn't do anything about it. So we're gonna have the Corsair incoming. You know what? I kind of like having the move on the middle mouse cursor. I think all my movements are a lot more smooth than they used to be. Yeah, and the Corsair's just gonna head out of there. So right now, I'm curious. Okay, so we're gonna have Dark Templar. Very early Dark Templar. Another Overlord made it into the base. That was... What? He never killed the Overlord? He just left it there. That's very interesting. Huh, I feel that's kind of a mistake from Bandit. A lot of Corsairs incoming. Actually, 3 Corsairs already. Close to Franscar's base. We're gonna have... Franscar's gonna scout that the attempt of taking this third is also gonna scout a Dark Templar. That's huge. That's actually really important. He knows he needs to... Yes, he's getting an Overseer. He might even want to get a Spore Crawler at each base, because the Overseers can be picked off so easily by these Corsairs. Look at the Corsairs going to town. He's gonna enrage the Queen, but Queens do very little damage versus Corsairs, and Corsairs do very much damage versus Overlords. Corsairs will be even better at this in the next patch when the Queen loses their attack. You're gonna have to rely on other units to defend. And okay, so Franscar's gonna try and deny this, but there are Dark Templars already. And what is happening to my screen color? Okay, nothing's happening, so it's just the other screen that's just turning really weird colors. But actually, the Overseer coming in just in time to kill the Dark Templars, and Franscar is going to deny this base. I think that, okay, the Corsairs are probably going to kill this Overseer. There's a lot. Okay, yeah, the base gets cancelled, but he's going to lose all his units. He got to head out of there. Oh, he's going to try. Oh, snipes the probe. Very nice. He's going to deny this base even longer. The longer, the better. And he's going to try and get the High Templar as well. Anyhow, Franscar moving out with a lot of Hydras now. We got Duality Charge on the way from Bandit, which means he's actually going to go for Stalkers. This is an interesting map for Stalkers. You can kind of go over here, and then you can kind of blink in here, and then you can kind of blink up here, or just walk up there. And I don't know if you can blink over here, but I feel it's fairly mobile map for Stalkers to go on. Ooh, some Hydra's trying to do something, but they're just gonna get slaughtered. I feel this Hydra numbers needs to accumulate a little bit more before we can do anything about this. And I also feel that my index finger is gonna get completely annihilated after this game, because I have to switch that hotkey and I have to press down the middle mouse button instead of a hotkey on the keyboard. Anyhow, Franscar's gonna try and deny this base yet again with just a small group of units. I don't know if he'll be able to do so. The first Stalkers are out. The Duality Charge is about to finish. He's got a couple of Stalkers now. Now, the Stalkers are very fragile, very weak. He needs to make sure he blinks them back when needed, but he's actually making them work using the Zealous to attack. The Stalkers do quite high damage, especially versus the Zerglings. There we go. Wow. Bandit chasing away the Hydralisks with a unit that most people feel is useless. But of course the Zealots were an important ingredient in that unit composition. By the way, Wuja, you can't get 30 queens to transfuse because you can only make 1 queen per hatchery. Franscar taking his 4th base at a very interesting location. I would actually think he would go over here and extend this further, but he's kind of stretching out. I don't know if I like this. We'll see how it pans out. A lot of overseers incoming. He doesn't want to lose detection completely. He can lose a couple overseers, but he doesn't want to lose all of them. Now the bandit is moving out with a very fast and mobile army. Speedlots, fast stalkers. Stalkers are really fast, and Archons are pretty fast too. And they're at the front door of the Franscar in as mere seconds. The overseers sacrificing themselves to the greater good and to the gods of ire, but it doesn't really matter because there are no DTs here. And now the stalkers are very exposed and they will go down. So this was not as good of an attack from Bandit as he would have hoped. He might even catch the Archon very low on health now. It's always very low on health, but it also has no shield either. More overseers incoming, more Hydras. There's really no point going lurkers here. Ooh, the Hydra's gonna catch his Archon. Ooh, centrifugal hooks going down for... Wow, this game is crazy. We got Stalkers and we're gonna see Banelings. We don't really see any of those units in this matchup. And let's see if Franscar can make them work. It's gonna be very interesting. Franscar has been one of the few players who've really been trying to get Banelings to work. And man, look at this slaughter. Hydra's moving out, and that was a very bad idea. And this time it's Bandit's turn to chase down the Hydralisks. And actually Bandit might be able to take this 4th base down. We're gonna have a lot of more Hydras incoming. Centrifugal hooks is about to be done. It's gonna be interesting to see if Franscar gonna mix up his composition after a while, because just pure Hydra... Well, on the other hand though, Bandit isn't going for Storm. He's just getting fighting units and he's making it work. Like, you usually have to have Storm versus Hydralisks, but he's kind of making it work with Stalker, Archon, Zealot, which is incredible to say the least. And the Stalkers do some good damage to the Hydralisks. And especially the workers, and these 2 stalkers in the meantime clean up all the workers. If we looked at the workers kill tab, okay, it's not that many because there weren't that many there. Oh, that denial from Franscar. Okay, so Bandit wanted to take this base, interestingly enough, and not this one. Feels he has the mobile army to defend this location, because if he can defend this location, then he can take this one for free. Thinking like a true Zerg player, and he really is a Zerg player. He's just playing Protoss at the moment. Ooh, the small group of Hydras will deny this base, but it will also get sandwiched, which is unfortunate. But he's gonna try and get a Corsair. Oh, almost gets a Corsair. That would have been a very nice pickup for Franscar. Meanwhile, he's making a couple of Zerglings now. Maybe he's gonna start utilizing Banelings. But Banelings, I feel, is a very weak choice versus the Stalkers, because the Stalkers do maximum damage to light, and they also are ranged units with more range now after the range upgrade. So I don't think the Banelings will actually be able to connect here, to be honest. Oh, he even found an Overlord. So at this point, Franscar feels more and more behind, and Bandit is getting ahead. Franscar with some fairly poor trades. I don't know, this is not the army you want to attack anything with. This is not even an army. This is just a tiny group of units. He really needs to build this up. He needs to get out of there. Stalkers are fast, and they have Blink, and they can chase down so much so fast, and he needs to just head out of there. And yeah, get those reinforcements coming. Got a lot of Hydralisks on the way. It's been mostly Hydras this game, and it really should have worked. Like, I can see why he's sticking with the composition, because there's no Storm from his opponent, there's no Reavers, there's no nothing, but he's just making Stalkers, and he's making it work, which is incredible. Oh, here comes the Storm. Now we should, like, see something else. And Stalkers kind of make the Hydra switch that you usually would do in Bird War very difficult. So maybe, if we add Roaches to the game, Roaches would be the thing to do versus this composition. They'd be more durable to be able to close into the Stalkers, and deal with the Zealots as well, perhaps, because his opponent is refusing to add Dragoons. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So we're gonna have Dark Templar now being very annoying. There's no more Overseers left. They're all been killed by the Corsairs. In the meantime, this base is going down for Franscar. So Franscar's he's kind of staying in this. He doesn't really have much of an army at any point in this game, but neither does his opponent. Like, these Stalkers are really good, like, out in the open to maneuver around, but trying to break down defenses are not so good. But look at this. So Franscar doesn't have any defenses. Like, I feel at any point, if Bandit can just kill the army of his opponent, he just wins, because there's nothing to defend. There's no spine crawlers, nothing. And there we have it, GG. And that is game.